Hello, I'm Sister Jan Grigorsich. I've been a member of the international community of the School Sisters of Notre Dame for 52 years. I want to thank you for the invitation to be a part of your Catholic outreach. I would love to see you in person, but during this pandemic, everything has to be virtual. But we're going to find a way that you'll be able to meet the people and see the projects of Global Partners Running Waters. I'd like you to sit back now and enjoy the video, see the beauty of the people and the country, listen with your heart, and you'll find a way to respond.
The School Sisters are an international community. Been a member of that community. I've had many opportunities. But some of the most transforming opportunities in my life were my 12 years in Guatemala and then my short times in Honduras and El Salvador. And when I came back to the States, our leadership asked if there would be some way that I would be able to share that mission experience. I had no idea what that would look like, but you know how God works, and little things continue to happen. I had lived in Guatemala for 12 years, and I experienced not having running water. I have to tell you about this time that I was invited to a lady's house, and people are so excited to have visitors. These are just little huts, dirt floor, no chairs, but the mother sends her daughter with a jar to go get some water to make lemonade. And I said, well, I'll walk with this little girl to get the water. I had no idea what the source of the water was. It was a mud hole. There are so many who die of diseases, just like simple diarrhea, because they don't have pure water. When people have that opportunity to bathe, to drink pure water, they won't have the parasites and the worms that so many little children die of. Water really is life.
How did you begin with Global Partners Running Waters?
I heard of a program that the Franciscans of Perpetual Adoration had, GATE, Global Awareness Through Experience. And so I invited some people to come to Guatemala with me. One of the ladies before that had come to me and said, Jan, this is Jubilee year. Globally, I'd like to do something for Guatemala. What should I do? And the first thing I said to her was, you can come with me and see for yourself. And this was a stay-at-home mom. She came with me to Guatemala and came back and said, Jan, what I would like to do is a water project, because I realized that water is so important for the life of the people. And so she came with a check for a water for the entire village of Sheba. Volunteers helped form Global Partners Running Waters Incorporated as a nonprofit, tax-exempt charitable organization with its primary objective to provide clean drinking water. Guatemala really taught me a lot. There were times when we only had 2 hours of water a day, and my ears would get so adjusted to listening to the water running through the pipes As soon as we heard that, we would run and fill every container that we had. People would treasure their water. They would lock it on the street so nobody would steal their water. Sometimes people would have to walk kilometers to get their water, enough water for drinking, for cooking, for bathing, for planting a garden. I let the people who came with me to Guatemala decide for themselves what they thought the greatest need was. And they decided that water is life. Water is one of the Millennium Development Goals we're really working on to reduce by half the number of people in the world who don't have access to potable water. And that's one of the goals of Global Partners, to try to help these development goals be reached. We were formed to help build relationships between North and South through collaboration on water, food, and health projects. And we really found that that building of relationships is what needs to be done first before anything else can happen. But once people know each other and share each other's needs, the projects happen. And they aren't all water projects, but they are projects that help build relationships. We have some farm projects, some animal projects, some egg projects to help get more nutrition into some of the villages. So we've done a number of different projects, but they're all because of the relationships first. And it takes time to build relationships. And so one of my greatest gifts was being able to have that 12 years working in Guatemala, so that I got to know the people, they got to know me, and they trust me. And so now whichever groups I bring in, sometimes they're sister parish groups, they're faith and friendship groups, they're service learning groups, even our own college has been there. People are received because there's a trusted relationship. One time I had a group of people and we were going to try to get up to the village to see their new water project, but it was raining so hard, and they really don't have asphalt roads like we do. We were on these clay roads, but the vans couldn't make it up the road. The people walked for hours. The whole village came down to meet us, carrying their shoes because they walked 3 hours. They owned one pair of shoes. They had these huge umbrellas. We were standing outside in the rain, and it was a marvelous celebration. And I still remember one of the first water projects we did near Rio Bravo. The whole village put on their best traje, their best dress. We walked to the source of the water. People splashed the water. They drank the water. They squirted the water. We sang songs of blessing. And every year in April, they celebrate. They have the anniversary of getting water. And so they remember.
How are these projects financed?
Often it's a lot of work, giving presentations, writing posters, getting those projects out there. Financing really comes from individual people. But people, once they hear or see the need, give out of their own generosity when they trust that the money is going to what they designated it for. And sometimes, when people don't know each other, they're really afraid of each other. And when we can look each other in the eye, face to face, and share the reality. I remember this one lady coming back, and this lady, I wanted them to reflect, and she jumped up and said, "You know what I learned about the other? Is that they're just like us. They have the same dreams for their children that we have. They want them to have a home, education, food, shelter, and live their dreams." All parents want that for our children. And so when people realize that, how small the world is, they get excited and they come back and they share that with their schools, their parishes. So somehow we have to get that story out. We have to build in opportunities so that we can really get to know each other.
I hope you enjoyed what you saw. It gives you a sense of our reality. Pope Francis invites us to live wisely, to think deeply, and to love generously. I want to thank you in advance for whatever you can do to make the people of Guatemala and the rest of the people of the world who are struggling just to live. Thank you for making them a part of your life and your prayer.